What's up everybody, Couch Mills here, coming at you with a brand new Halo Infinite video. And in this video, we're going to be breaking down the top 4 weapons that you need to master. These are incredibly powerful weapons that you can pick up all over the map. And if you can master these weapons, you're going to be able to get a lot of free kills. You're going to carry your trash teammates. And it's going to be a really easy ride up to Onyx. But speaking of easy ride, the GameLeap website is designated to help you with in-depth advanced tips and tricks, map guides, weapon courses. We got strategy guides breaking down the top level pro matches. Do yourself a favor, go check it out right now down below. Now the first weapon that we got to talk about is actually so strong that pro players want it removed from ranked play, and it's the freaking Mangler. Now the Mangler is incredibly powerful, not only with a higher melee damage, so you can just body shot once in melee and insta kill. It actually is very strong from range. Check out this clip from C9 Renegade, not only destroying with the gun but talking about it after the fact.
Watch a pillar door. Wow.
That is why the Mangler should not be in gun, by the way. You saw what it did. That's not real. Shouldn't be able to cross map like that, like you fucking drone.
Now basically the Mangler is incredibly powerful, and until 343 change it or do anything about it, you need to be using and abusing this freaking weapon. 2 body shots are going to be able to break the shields enough to where you can finish them off with a burst in the head, as you see there, and it allows you to do the damage very quickly. Switching to that BR, I mean, you're going to be able to win every single duel this way, and the fact that it's also versatile from these very close ranges mean that the Mangler should be your go-to secondary weapon each and every time. Now keep in mind, from the longer ranges, it does have a slight arc. It's a very fast moving projectile, but if you are fighting from a very long distance, it will be quite noticeable, so make sure that you practice and compensate for that. Now the next weapon that we actually got to talk about is the Heat Wave, and the Heat Wave is a very powerful weapon if you use it correctly. It's one of the best weapons that you can have from close ranges, especially if you specifically make it so it fires vertically. It's going to be able to easily break shields with 1 shot and kill with 2. On top of that, if enemies are ever tucked into a really tight corridor, let's say they're under on live fire in the tunnels, or they're tucked in on B site, the ricochet capability of this weapon is not to be underestimated. Now, one of the most important things that you could be doing with this gun, which can be very difficult at times, is you get an enemy low and then they move really sporadically, they jump in the air, and it's hard for you to confirm from that vertical fire. This is where you actually swap to the horizontal fire and finish them off 100%. It is almost impossible to hit some amount with the horizontal fire, so if the enemy is 1 HP, it's a really great way to finish them off. But when you're trying to do that initial chunk of damage, you really want to do that vertical fire first. Now the next weapon that we got to talk about is the shock rifle, a weapon that is incredibly powerful and very capable of carrying games. However, you're probably using it incorrectly. The first thing that you need to understand is that it fires 3 little bursts, but very fast. It's almost like a continuous weapon where if you catch an enemy's head while they're just running by and you only hit them barely, they're not going to die. But if you actually get them in a situation where they're paused for a short amount of time, you're going to be able to finish them off. Now, the way that pro players actually get consistent one-shot kills with the shock rifle is they are pre-aiming angles that enemies are trying to peek from. If you are pre-aiming an angle or you force an enemy to swing out of an angle, it is going to be a lot easier for you to actually finish them off with a shock rifle. In addition, if enemies are actually jumping through the air, they're in a much more fixed position, or slightly tracking them with the shock rifle is the best way to kill them. Because remember, you have to fully track while their head is moving. If you can track their head through the air slightly, you're going to be able to get that one-shot kill. Now, the last weapon that we actually got to talk about is the plasma pistol, and the plasma pistol is definitely an under-picked up weapon and incredibly underrated. Not only can a fully charged burst destroy full shields, but it can also destroy full overshields, making it a really great counter to one of the most powerful items in the game. Now, the really underrated aspect of the plasma pistol is the fact that you can fully break someone's shields from range. This is really great where an enemy is not looking at you, they're pretty far away. You can actually peek out of cover, shoot the pistol, and if it connects, you're going to be able to whip to your BR and kill them before they even know what the hell happened without them doing any damage to you. And if you miss, so what? You can actually just go back behind cover, charge up another plasma shot. If they push you, they're eating that right in the face. And if they don't push you, you get to fish again. It is an incredibly powerful weapon that allows you to fish for free kills around the map. And for that reason, it is one of the best sidearms in the entire game. Now, that being said, it's not all sunshine and rainbows with the plasma pistol. There is one specific weakness, and it's the fact that if you miss a plasma shot from too close range, enemies are gonna beeline at you. You are very weak with the plasma pistol if you don't get to set the terms of the engagement. If enemies are on top of you and you don't have time to charge up a plasma shot, that weapon is basically unusable. You have to just use the BR because it is going to take too long, and just firing it without charging it up is just absolutely terrible. So it's very important that you use proper distancing. You try to gather information about where enemies are, and you make sure to always be near some sort of natural cover, so where if you miss a plasma shot, you can charge up another one, enemies run around the corner, blast a melee, you win the matchup just like that. And that is exactly how you can get the most amount of value with the plasma pistol without giving into all of its weaknesses. Now, speaking of value, the GameLeap website has tons of in-depth value with many high-quality courses fully edited and designed to help you improve. If you want to climb to Onyx really easily and climb even up the ranks of Onyx fast as hell, go check it out right now down below. Now, thank you so much for coming by. Follow me at Twitter at CoachBillsOW. I love your faces, and I'll see you next time.